Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'll be talking about why mental health matters. First of all, brief introduction about me. I'm a 2016 engineering graduate from BITS Pilani. Last year, I was diagnosed with clinical depression and general anxiety disorder. And it took me 6 years to accept my condition, and I was in denial for 6 years. For 6 years, I didn't know that I was suffering from depression. So let's go to the basics and see what is health, because we have I think we have a wrong notion of health. WHO defined health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Focus on keywords like physical, mental, social well-being, and absence of disease or infirmity. It talks about two things. First, we have been historically neglecting mental health from decades. Second, mental health is not just about right to health or we can access healthcare. No, it's also about social justice. In villages, people without having proper employment, people without having proper education, people without tackling domestic violence, mental health is a myth. So mental health comprises of both health and social justice. Then comes to what is mental health. According to WHO, mental health is a uh, state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope up with normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make contribution to his or her community. Now again, focus on like bold letters: abilities, productively, fruitfully, contribution. Till last year, I had a notion that mental health is all about productivity. If I am not mentally well, then I'm less productive. No, it's not always all about like productivity. It's about ability. It's about contribution. It's about like you can think freely. You can do your task without any issue. Now I want to ask one question. If we have a fever, we go to doctor. If we have any health related problem, we go to cardiologist. If we have any stomach related problem, we go to gastrologist. If we have any back related problem, we go to orthopedic doctor. Then why not in the case of brain? Brain is just another organ of our body. Like our body comprises of different organ, and brain is just one among them. So so we are not taking adequate care of brain. We always used to think chal jayega, ho jayega. Like if we are not able to keep up our emotions, if we are not able to.
I have
Hello,
a
Ashwat,
question.
I'm still there.
Yes, 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 you're there. Based on your question, I think many people don't go to counselors is because many of them themselves don't know
No,
that they are
no.
facing some
Chandra, don't interrupt. Like, I'll ask your question in the end. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, fine. Yeah. So, same, why not in the case of health? Like, why it's not simple? Why it's not as simple as consulting general physician for a flu? Like if in case of brain, if you are not feeling emotionally well, if you are not feeling mentally well, if you are not able to cope up your stress or emotions, then why can't we simply contact mental health professionals? Because of taboo, because of stigma, because of lack of awareness. Now let's talk about some bitter truth about mental illnesses. I think it is necessary uh, to show you how like situation is grave. Like if these issues are not addressed in time, then we will be dealing with another epidemic, another mental health epidemic in India or world. In India, suicide is the leading cause of death in individuals of age 15 to 29 of years. Only 1 out of 10 people in India receive evidence-based evidence-based treatment for mental illnesses. India spends only 0.05% of its health budget on mental health care, and whereas in developed countries it is 5%. So, 1,000 times more than us. In world, in 1/7 of the people are suffering with mental disorder. Every year, 8 lakh people die by suicide. And remember, suicide is a preventable death. It's an untimely death. And we can prevent suicide. But no, we are not paying any attention to it. And I would like to add one more thing. Suicide is not mainly because of mental health issues. 55 to 60% of suicide are due to some or the other mental health issues, but rest are due to formal distress, domestic violence, like unmet up expectations, like job failure, uh, other kind of stuff. But among that 55 to 60%, depression, untreated depression is the leading cause of suicide. Here, we are not ready to accept depression as an illness. We treat depression as a phase of life, but here depression is the leading cause of disability, affecting 264 million people globally. Even WHO has said, if WHO has declared suicide as the public health emergency. So what are the roadblocks in accessing mental health care? So I'll be talking about these based on my experiences and experiences of other similar people, because it took me 6 years to accept my condition and to take professional help. Lack of awareness. Even I was not aware of my condition. So can you believe I choose to suffer for 6 years and I didn't know about my condition? So who can tell you your, let's say for 6 years, I knew something was wrong with my body. I knew something is wrong with my behavior, but I didn't knew uh, it is due to mental illness. It can be a mental illness. So कौन बताएगा? My friends can notice that subtle changes. My physician will, my general physician will notice any subtle changes, and my family can notice subtle changes. But we are not aware of any of the mental health issues. So if they haven't seen any red color, so how they can explain red color to anyone else? So lack of awareness is the most important roadblock in accessing mental health care. Second is stigma. Still, okay, if now I know I'm suffering from some or the other mental health issues, but am I ready to talk to any mental health professional? No. People choose to suffer in silo. People choose not to suffer, not to contact mental health professional. They will think society kya kahegi. If you will if you will be taking any professional help, then people will say kya hai, emotionally weak hai. People treat it as a sign of weakness. People tell sufferers that तुम सिर्फ बहाने कर रहे हो, you are not emotional, तुम strong नहीं हो, तुम weak हो. No, that's not true. They are suffering from a disease. Do we say the same thing to the cancer patient or a person suffering from chronic heart disease कि तुम वीक हो? अरे नहीं भाई, मतलब उसके हाथ में नहीं है कि उसको डिप्रेशन हो गया या नहीं हुआ. Second thing is loose discussion and sensationalism. I think loose discussion got aggravated after the untimely death of Sushant Singh Rajput. Now, on a prime time TV debates, people are saying, "Oh, look, Sushant is Sushant बहुत happy दिख रहा है, like 4 महीने वाली picture में. So he can't be depressed. No, depression doesn't have a face. Like same can be true for any physical illness. You can simultaneously look happy and you can be a cancer patient or you can be a heart patient. Then, but people treat it as a differently. They talk loosely. You can't. If you are depressed, then you can't be happy. If you are depressed, then you can't function properly. You can't do your daily work properly. No, it's not true. And fourth point is inadequate infrastructure. Like Mental Health Care Act of 2017 guarantees all citizens right to mental health care. But do we have a sufficient psychiatrist? Do we have a sufficient counselors? Do we have a sufficient healthcare workers? No. Even medical fraternity is not aware of mental health issues. And I can tell this as my experience. Whenever I go to doctor, when I went to see my pulmonologist for my throat infection, every time I have panic attack. And due to this panic attack, my pulse rate shot up to 150. So based on past 6 to 7 instances of high pulse rate, he should tell me, "Hey Hardik, I think something is wrong with you, so you must see some mental health professional." But उसने ऐसा नहीं बोला, because even doctors are not aware of mental health issues. So like, we think depression is the only mental illness and or anxiety is the only mental illness. No, that's not true. And here people use words illness and disorders interchangeably, but both are same. There are mood disorders, which includes depression, bipolar. In bipolar, they have mania and depression. Anxiety disorders such as OCD, panic attack, phobia. There are eating disorder. Like if you, for me, excessive eating is a coping mechanism for anxiety. If during midnight, and I know like late night eating is bad for me, but still if I'll have anxiety, I'll start eating. So that's the bad part of it. Like it's a disorder. Then there are other disorders such as schizophrenia, post-traumatic stress disorder, and most importantly, substance abuse is also comes under mental illness. Till last time, even I was not aware of this fact. I used to question why most of the psychiatrists are dealing with de-addiction program, but that's the core of psychiatry. There are several myths about mental illnesses. It's just a passing phase of life. It shall go away with time. No, mental illnesses need proper and psychological intervention. Second, drugs and psychedelics can help. No, it can. There are some kind of psychedelics which can improve quality of life or which can give short-term benefits, but in most of the cases, they can worsen the condition. Medicine may be needed for lifelong. So people have common myth that if I am depressed, so I have to take medicine for my lifetime. No, it's not true. Period of medication depends on person to person as far as responding to the treatment. It can be as short as 1.5 years, and it can be as long as 5 years, but it depends on person to person. People look mentally ill. No, mental illness doesn't have a face. Even comedians do die by suicide. Even they do have a depression, and I don't have to give you example. And recent example is Sushant Singh Rajput. Even now, people are not able to accept the fact that he uh, was suffering from some or the other mental health issues. It happens to weak person. No, it's a disease. It can happen to everyone. It can happen to even mental health professionals also. Recently in AIMS, one junior resident of psychiatric department died by suicide because he was suffering from depression. And he was a famous Korean, Anurag, and I think you must know him. People use there is another common myth around mental illnesses, that it can be avoided by avoiding overthinking and negativity. That's not true. Overthinking and negativity is not in my hand. There are some certain triggers due to which I can automatically start overthinking, and I can automatically go into vicious cycle of negative thoughts. So there are certain external factors, there are certain biological factors, there are certain chemical changes which are responsible for it. And last, people say yoga and meditation can cure mental illness. That's not true. Yoga and meditation can aid in the recovery process, but they can't cure mental illness. Obviously, they can help you in living stress-free life. You can be much more calm than others. But if you have a mental illness, then you require proper medical care. Sorry. So there are certain warning signs which you can look for yourself, and which you can look into your loved ones. Most common warning sign is lack of interest, socially withdrawn, lack of motivation and energy. They are always emotionally vulnerable. They have sleeping difficulties. And in my case, if I have to explain my condition 2 years back to a third person, so I'll say I had lack of motivation. I was socially withdrawn. I had sudden loss of interest. I had sleep difficulties from 2013. So those were signs of some problem. You can't diagnose me based on symptoms, but you can certainly say, hey, if you are having these signs, so you might have some or the other mental health issue. So it's better to consult mental health professional as soon as possible. But nobody told me in those 6 years, and I was not able to decipher my problem as some or the other mental illness. So if you feel these warning signs, so these warning signs for minimum 8 weeks, so you must consult some mental health professional. Or if you see these signs in your loved ones or friends, so you can encourage them to consult mental health professionals. So now next question came into our mind: whom to approach? So in in case of mental health healthcare, mental health care is quite fragmented. There are 3 pillars of mental health care. First are psychiatrists, There are actually four pillars. First is psychiatrist. Second is clinical psychologist and psychologist. Third are therapists and counselors. Fourth is support staff. And let me tell you difference between all this. Psychiatrist is a doctor. He is authorized to prescribe you medicine. He has done his he or she has done his like undergraduation as MBBS, then post graduation in psychiatry, then super specialization in psychiatry. Clinical psychologists and psychologists are from humanities background. They have done their undergraduation as BA psychology, then MA psychology, and if they have done MPhil in psychology and they are registered with RCI, similar to similar body as Medical Council of India, so they can name themselves as a clinical psychologist. Otherwise, if they have done simply like simply MA in psychology, they can practice as a psychologist. Third is therapists and counselors. Therapists therapists and counselors are like marriage counselor, relationship counselor, or you can say academic counselor. They generally don't have degree, they don't have medical degree, or they don't have degree in psychology, but they have a specialized degree in their field. Let's say art counselor must be having some kind of degree in art therapy. Same for marriage counselor. So now whom to approach? It's always better to approach psychiatrist first. If you feel those symptoms, those warning signs in yourself or in your loved ones, encourage them to talk to psychiatrist. And next question comes into our mind, what about confidentiality? Because right now we are not able to overcome stigma and people choose not to discuss their problems with others. Like in my case, I haven't discussed my problem even with my family. So Mental Health Care Act of 2017 mandates mental health professionals to maintain strict confidentiality. Your confidentiality will be maintained. You need not to be worried about yours, about anything. Even without your permission, they can't disclose your condition to your parents. So it is okay to be not okay, and it's time to unmute yourself. It's time to share your worries with other. It's time not to suffer in silo. uh, it it's time for like making people comfortable so that they can ask for help. If you are not providing safe space to people, they will not ask for help. So how you can create a difference? First, obviously, you can end stigma or awareness by having literate conversation. Like I'm putting emphasis on word literate because I can't see that literate conversation after that of Sushant Singh Rajput. People are just into mud plunging. They are throwing mud at each other. They are just unverified allegations at all. So people are talking about mental health issues loosely. He can't be look depressed. He is healthy. Like he is into parties. He is into acting. So he have a well-off career. So he can't be depressed. So that kind of conversation lead to stigma. And don't shy about like discussing mental health with your friends. So if now we will not talk about it, maybe next generation will have to live in the same stigma. So next is, if you for yourself, and I am reiterating again, if you feel those warning signs in you and your loved ones, encourage them to take professional help. You can be empathetic, you can be an empathetic listener, you can listen their worries. You have to provide stigma free space or value judgment free space to people to talk about their stuff. Let's talk about my case, why I choose to suffer for 6 years. And now I'm questioning myself because I was not provided that safe space. If I'll tell others, if I'll tell my friends, hey, I'm crying for 3 hours, so do you think in India, a boy is accepting in front of his friends, he cries for 3 years, it will be a normal? No, I know people will mock at me. People will say, hey, being a boy, you can't cry for 3 hours. Be a man. Look, these type of stereotypes lead to uh, stigma, and people will not share their worries with others. And simultaneously, don't mock or judge people dealing with mental illness. Uh, if I'm not feeling mentally well, so it's difficult for me to explain you the crushing pain of depression to anyone, not even my family, not even my colleagues, not even my partner. So the least you can do is empathize with people. मतलब ऐसा नहीं बोलना है वहां पे कि ये तो एक्टिंग कर रहा है या तो ये तो जानबूझ के कर रहा है. You are not into their shoes. मतलब you don't know their condition. The least you can do is to offer them a ventilation therapy. Ventilation therapy is it's just nothing but hearing without giving any advice. मतलब they are allowed to say, if I have to share my worries with Ashrut, so Ashrut should allow me to share me anything. Anything means anything without fear of judgment and without stigma. Lastly, you can give them hope and safe space to share their things. Now, it's time for self-evaluation. According to various studies show 75% of mental illnesses starts before the age of 18. But apart from education, uh, do you know these four skills? How to live, how to love, how to be kind, self-responsibility, social relationship, optimism. That's what I said in previous discussion. School is not only about bookish knowledge. It it also about it also teaches you to be kind. It also teaches. It ideally it should be teaching you how to love. It should be teaching how to live. It should be teaching you how to create social relationship. So if you are in college right now, if you are in school, apart from or if you are working right now, apart from whatever you are doing, you must focus on these four skills because these are important for your mental health. So in the last, like I'm providing you some of the helpline. First is launched by, is the official helpline, 24 into 7 helpline of Government of India. Like it is being managed by Ministry of Social Justice. And yeah, so like last I will say, uh, just a minute, yeah. Yeah, we need to empower each other. We need to empower society so that they can discuss these issues, because mental health is still a taboo in India. We need to shatter all these myths. We need to empathize with people. We need to talk about mental health and mental illnesses openly, so that people feel this as another disease, so that they can come up and they can take professional help. And let us ensure empathy and safe space for people so they don't suffer in silo. I think, thank you. You can take screenshot of this helpline, or maybe I'll post it to you guys separately. Yeah, this is from my end.
That was a great informative session,
Yeah.
Hardik. People, we have certain questions in chat box. If you'd like to quickly go through them and answer the questions.
Or you can pick maybe because I was not following chat. So if you can pick question from me.
So Abhishek had a question from the start. Is there any universal and objective way to detect mental illness, or is there any mental illness which can only be detected through subjective means and discussions?
No, you can't even professionals will not be able to diagnose your mental health issues based on some blood test or based on some kind of test. I agree, there are certain brain scans are available. They'll be able to tell you if you're dealing with depression. So they can see your brain scan. They can talk about dark matter, but that's the high end stuff. That's not possible for common man. They will based like what I said, based on warning sign, you need to visit just mental health professional. You need to explain them all your symptoms, even a small symptoms like sudden loss of interest, not able to sleep, not wanting to do anything, you just want to lie down. You will tell them each and everything. You will tell them about your life, so they will analyze and they will diagnose you. I know there are certain online tools for self-diagnosis, but I am not in favor of self-diagnosis because two same person can show similar symptoms, but still they might be suffering from different mental health issues or a different illness altogether.
And from Manish, what is the root cause for depression or reasons if more than one?
Even root cause of depression is not being found by scientists. Some say depression is due to genetic factor. Some say depression is due to untreated stress. That's why I put a lot of emphasis on emotional wellness. But mental health is not about being mentally ill. Mental health is mentally ill plus emotional wellness, and emotional wellness comes like if you are able to manage your stress, if you are able to manage your emotions, if you are able to manage your breakup. Let's say today तुम्हारा breakup हुआ, so if you are able to manage that trauma or that void in your life, do you have that kind of life skill? If that thing goes untreated for long, it might be possible that it can turn into depression or some other mental health issues.
So Abhishek,
could I sorry, just wanted to understand this a little better, Hardik. So in short, you're saying this is genetic.
Yeah.
In short, you're saying this is genetic plus the traumas that the person has faced in the past.
I'm not saying it's
okay. So this
no,
this is what
there are if we specifically yeah Manish, ask your question.
Sorry, just give me a second. I'm not able to see you anymore. Is your camera switched off for some reason?
no, it's on.
Oh, yeah, there you are. So
No.
as far as I'm able to understand this, it's about the genetic past. It comes from the genes, then the traumas that the person has faced, the constant stress in life. Like these are like possible factors. Is this what we're saying? I mean, obviously there is no certain root cause, but probable scenarios is
Yeah, there are probable causes, let's say, like, I can't talk about all the mental illnesses because symptoms varies from one or the other.
Yes,
But
yes.
if we'll talk about depression specifically, so it have several causes, but science is not able to find a definite root cause for depression. So it's like some people say depression is due to chemical imbalance in your mind. Chemical imbalance means different kind of hormones, serotonin, GABA, endorphin. Some say it is vice versa. Due to depression, chemical imbalance is happening. So there is no definite study till now, but depression can be due to environmental factor. Depression can be due to seasonal change. Depression can be due to untreated stress. Depression can be due to genetic factors. So there are, look, in each case, things are different. Depression can be due to a particular, you can relate depression to a trauma related event. Let's say some of your loved one dies and you're not able to cope up with that loss. So it can cause you a depression. Even unemployment can cause you a depression, and even a domestic violence can cause you a depression. But what I'm saying is, like in my case, there is no cause for depression. Still, I'm depressed. Still, I'm categorized into like I'm a sufferer. I'm suffering from depression. Maybe, possibly, during conversation with my professionals, my therapist and psychiatrist, I'll be able to decipher that there are something related to my childhood, some emotional trauma, some kind of emotional neglect, through which I can relate it to my depression. But still, look into a reverse way. It's true, I'm feeling depressed, but even my doctors are not able to find cause of my depression. Look,
And
you
this
can
is
think
not
in a reverse way.
this answer is not just for you. As you said earlier, this answer goes for every patient. There is no fixed root cause for any kind of mental illness. There is no sure
Yeah,
short
there is no
answer to that.
there are no short answer to that.
So if there is, if you,
But one
for
thing is
me,
for sure, if you are,
yeah, sorry,
yeah, one thing is for sure, if you are feeling, so that's why I'm against using, I'm against I'm against the loose use of word depression. If your father today your father shouts at you, and if you will say in the evening, if you are chatting with your friend, so if you will say, hey dude, I am depressed because मेरे father ने मुझे डांटा, so that can't be true representation of your feeling. You can't use depression as an adjective because it's a serious mental health illness. You can say you are stressed, you can say you are sad, you can say you are anxious because of scolding, but you can't say you're depressed because like if you are feeling those warning signs for minimum 8 weeks, then only you should consult mental health professional. It can be due to, because for a layman, it's very difficult. I can tell you the difference because there are 4 interchangeable terms in present discourse. First is sadness, second is stress, third is anxiety, fourth is depression. We all are using these 4 terms interchangeably without knowing their actual meaning. So that's why there is a thumb rule. If you feel those symptoms persistently for 8 weeks, then consult mental health professional. Then leave aside everything. You need not to be worried about anything. Mental health professional will take care of everything. He will tell you what is happening with you.
all right.
So I think Abhishek had a couple more questions. Abhishek, I guess you can ask them here.
I would like to ask, is there any age group which is more susceptible to depression, or let's say, is there any age group or any background of people who are lesser prone to mental illnesses like depression? So, for instance, if we think about 10-year-old kids, so lesser prone to depression because they have lesser unfulfilled desires and have lesser social pressure. Is there any
No,
statistic?
that's the only myth I talked about. Depression is not related to desire. Depression is not related to, or mental health illness is not related to or any ambition. That's why, like in the case of Abhinav, na, people talked about how brilliant Abhinav was. I think Ashut Abhinav ही था ना, मतलब मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा. वो एम्स वाला बंदा, कोरा वाला. So like people were saying, he cleared JEE, he was AIR 51, he dropped out of IIT Delhi Computer Science, he has done his undergraduation from AIMS, now he is doing post graduation from AIMS, so he can't be depressed because according to society तो उसने सारे criteria fulfill कर लिए ना, but that's not true. The point is, I want you to treat depression as an illness. अब वो ये सब डिस्कशन हम कैंसर के केस में नहीं करेंगे, ये सब डिस्कशन हम फ्रैक्चर के केस में नहीं करेंगे. फ्रैक्चर का मेरे एकेडमिक्स से क्या लेना देना, मतलब मेरे फेलियर से क्या लेना देना. Obviously, in case of mental health issues, children are more, let me complete my argument. Children are more susceptible to mental health issues because in adolescence, they are searching for their identity. In adolescence, they were going through, or they are going through hormonal changes. They have examination pressure. They have pressure to succeed. They are more susceptible to mental illness. That's why in the last slide I mentioned, most of the, like even 75% of mental illnesses starts before the age of 18, but you might not know about it because it can go untreated for even 10 years. It can go untreated even for 15 years. And in the later stages of your life, it can affect basically your quality of life, or it can lead to other physical health complications. If stress got untreated, you can develop cardiovascular complications because अगर anxiety रहेगा तो blood pressure रहेगा तो you can have cardiovascular complications.
Does anyone have any more questions?
Yeah, one question I want to ask that can we detect a depressed person by his physical appearance?
No. Are you able to detect me?
What?
Like, can you say with conviction that I'm dealing with depression? Can you say with, no? That's what I said. Na, you need to check subtle changes in behavior of your loved one. Let's say let me talk about your Quora OC group.
No, I am asking about physical appearance, like not by emotions or feelings, by only physical appearance,
not physical appearance, no. But
like
based on, yeah, give me example.
Like lack of confidence while walking and while speaking.
Chandrasekhar, do you mean by the person's body movement or by
Yes,
reactions or
it.
how the person
Yes.
reacts? Hardik, he doesn't mean by just how the person looks, but how the person reacts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Na? You can't be sure of mental. You can't diagnose him of depression. You can suspect he might or might not be dealing with mental health issues. If you see those warning signs in your loved one, let's say I'll take example of OC group. You find Ashut socially withdrawn from past 2 months. You find Ashut to be less responsive. You find Ashut to be like sudden loss of interest in Ashruth. You find he's having difficulty with sleep. So you can tell him, hey, buddy, I think there is something wrong in your behavior. Like, so you must consult some or the other mental health professional. They can diagnose you based on the symptoms, but and you can't force अश्रुत. कभी कभी वो काफी नेगेटिव हो जाता है. अश्रुत को लगेगा ये कौन होता है
correct.
मेरे को बताने वाला, ये
होता
मुझे
रहता है
पागल बोल
negative.
रहा है क्या. हाँ, तो but at the same time you need to show empathy, compassion, and you can fulfill your responsibility just by telling other person what you are feeling. Let's say Ashruth will not be able to see those subtle changes in his behavior, but you as a third person can, or Ashruth's family can, or Ashruth's general physician can. Yeah.
But the thing
So maybe
is actually what
statements-
Hardik is the thinking
so maybe
is
statements
like
like
yes, Manish.
sorry, Dipesh, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead. So, like what Hardik was saying, like you can just approach Ashruth and say something like, "Okay, I think you're different." But the thing is, like as you were mentioning during your presentation, that society always takes things like this only. Okay, like नहीं ऐसा थोड़ी होता है, मैं नहीं हूँ, like I am not depressed. This is how my behavior has changed over time. That doesn't mean I am in depression. So how can we like cope it up? Like as a third person, how can I convince someone, no, you are actually depressed and you should consult a psychologist or a psychiatrist? How I can convince someone on those lines? Like how I can like educate, how I can make them literate about this?
I want to answer this question.
Yes, Chanchal.
Yeah.
Dipesh, first of all, there's no need to say that you are depressed, buddy, because जब लोगों को ये पता चलता है that we are in depression, तो उनको लगता है पता नहीं कितनी बड़ी बीमारी होगी, just like in cancer. So already उनका stress level बहुत ज़्यादा increase हो जाता है. Second thing, stigma we always considered. हमें लगता है mental illness को accept करना एक बहुत ही बुरी बात है, जो मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस किया है अपने क्लाइंट्स के साथ में. थर्ड थिंग, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि देयर इज सम इशू विद दिस पर्सन, सो यू कैन टेल देम दैट you are doing something wrong, yeah, there is something off with your behavior that I am noticing, and you can give him some example from past, from history, and you can tell them about the symptoms of some mental illness, not about depression, because as a third person you also have no idea about depression, because you can't diagnose someone na until you are in mental health professional. So आप उन्हें इसे इतना encourage कर सकते हो कि I am feeling that there is something off with you, so it's not necessarily that it is mental illness, but you should consider. So वो easily convince होगा. बट अगर आप उसे पहले ये बता दो कि दैट आई एम फीलिंग यू आर इन डिप्रेशन, तो पॉसिबिलिटी कम हो जाती है कि वो मेंटल हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल से, किसी काउंसलर से, साइकियाट्रिस्ट, साइकोलॉजिस्ट से कंसल्ट करे.
Correct. Yeah, I think I'm getting
That's
the point, Chanchal, because yeah, sometimes yeah, you're right. If I say somebody that you are my buddy, you're in depression, so eventually like as a society everyone will think, okay, अरे पागल हो गया है तू, तो तेरे को तो मेंटल उसमें जाना पड़ेगा and all those things. That is right.
We have a mental health professional here.
Yes,
Sorry,
we have.
कौन है?
Chanchal is psychologist.
Yeah, Chanchal, like I know that Chanchal is a psychologist here among us, so I do know, like I am getting
तो
a point.
ज़्यादा बेटर तरीके से एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं ना. नहीं मतलब लाइक स्पीकर.
दीपेश, मैं ये बोलना चाहूंगा, जैसे तू बोल रहा है ना कि लोग बोलते हैं अरे ये तो डिप्रेशन में है, ये ऐसा है वैसा है. ये पहले सुना था, लेकिन अब तो कोई नहीं बोलता ऐसा. जो मेरा सर्किल है या जो भी है, मैंने किसी से ऐसा नहीं सुना है कि वो किसी का मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं. कोई बंदा है, कोई फीलिंग डाउन कर रहा है, अच्छा फील नहीं कर रहा है, तो कोई, अब मेरे को नहीं लगता कि अब कोई जब अपन जिस उम्र में या जिस सर्किल में रहते हैं वहाँ कोई ऐसा बोलता है कि यार तू डिप्रेशन में ये है वो है, मजाक उड़ाते हैं. मैं तो इतना मैं जानता हूँ कि पहले चलता था ये सब, लेकिन अब तो नहीं.
There's
It
much
is also a
awareness in the
kind of
society right
ignorance.
now.
Isn't it
Like,
also a kind of
yes.
ignorance as well?
Yeah. See,
Hardik, you're on mute.
accepting that you are,
Yes, please go ahead.
am I audible?
हाँ, संजय, बोलो.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so according to me, accepting that you are suffering with some mental illness is like you did something wrong. Recently, I'm facing a case in my family where my cousin is suffering with some anxiety disorders. But कंसल्ट करने से पहले या फैमिली में बताने से पहले उसे लग रहा था कि पता नहीं क्या हो जाएगा अगर सबको पता चल गया कि मुझे ये प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. इवन द पर्सन हैज अवेयरनेस अबाउट हर डिजीज बट वो उसे शेयर नहीं करना चाहता क्योंकि उसे लगता है पता नहीं सबको पता चल जाएगा तो सब मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे. तो द बेसिक फियर, इसलिए उसने इस चीज को इतना खींच लिया कि आई थिंक इट्स अबाउट 4 to 5 years he was dealing with this problem and now he is on severe level. So and when he was a kid, I think 10 year or 11 year, he was facing the same issue. The parents never noticed these symptoms and now he is on high now. So पेरेंट्स भी इन चीज़ों को ऑब्जर्व नहीं करना चाहते अगर किड्स में भी इश्यू होता है बिकॉज उन्हें लगता है कि 10 या 11 साल के बच्चे को क्या मेंटल इश्यू हो सकता है. सो फैमिली में भी प्रॉब्लम रहता है, सोसाइटी में भी इश्यू रहता है.
Yeah, Chanchal, I have a question similar to that. Just suppose, let's say a person is facing such problems in a particular triggered situation, but then they are okay with in any other normal scenario. So in that case, they don't want to consult. They know they are facing such symptoms, but they just don't, they avoid consulting. So how do you encourage them to consult?
Okay, if the person in my mind, so okay, in my case, so I can easily encourage them by telling the consequences not to consulting with any professional, basically. And see, अगर ये किसी triggered situation के लिए ही है तो शायद third person notice नहीं कर पाएगा इस चीज को.
Exactly, third person notice nahi kar payega. Exactly, only the friends and family people are able to notice that. So उस case में मतलब वो that is a triggered situation for say a day for an hour or something, when he or she is very outrageous or very on the edge, but other than that they are feeling very okay, very normal, world is very normal and everything is good. So how do you encourage them to, because they avoid the situation, they avoid the symptoms, even then they do know that they're feeling such symptoms. So how do you deal with them?
Okay, so if you are a family member, so in that case, first you have to consult with some mental health professional about this issue and ask him or her कि वो उसे कैसे एनकरेज कर सकते हैं अपने पास लाने के लिए इफ यू आर ए फैमिली मेंबर. बट इफ यू आर ए फ्रेंड तो इन दैट केस आप उसको बहुत इजीली बता सकते हैं कि जब तुम्हें बिहेवियर करते हो वी आर ऑल्सो नोटिसिंग यू और हमें पता चलता है कि ये चीज कितनी ऐसे हो रही है या वैसे हो रही है. आप उसे बताओगे. जब तक पर्सन के अवेयरनेस में नहीं होगा कि उसे प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है और लोग भी उसे नोटिस कर रहे हैं वो कभी भी आगे कंसल्ट नहीं करेगा. सो एटलीस्ट उसे जब ये पता होगा कि और लोग भी मुझे नोटिस कर रहे हैं, मेरे फ्रेंड्स मुझे नोटिस कर रहे हैं, मेरे फैमिली मेंबर्स मुझे नोटिस कर रहे हैं विच इज नॉट नॉर्मल बिहेवियर, जब उसे ये पता चलेंगी चीजें तो वो मोटिवेट हो सकता है. और आप उसे ऑप्शन भी दो साथ में, सिर्फ इतना नहीं बोलो कि कंसल्ट विद समवन. अगर आप फ्रेंड या फैमिली मेंबर है उसके लिए किसी काउंसलर को या किसी मेंटल हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल को ढूंढिए और उसे साथ में उसका नाम भी दीजिए जिससे वो इजीली जाके कंसल्ट कर सके. बिकॉज ऐसे सिचुएशन में जहाँ पर्सन ऑलरेडी ओके है ट्रिगर्ड सिचुएशन के साथ में वो कभी नहीं जाएगा कंसल्ट करने के लिए.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. कि वो already aware है, मतलब you do not have to tell them or to make them educate about the situation. They know that they are triggered. They know how they are behaving. They're fully aware of it. So उस case में it is very
difficult. But when you tell them that your behavior is noticeable,
they do know that it is noticeable. they're discussing it very normally, very
They do
casually
know
with the
that.
people. Yeah, they
Okay,
do know
then
that, and
in
they
this
discuss
case you
it
can't.
very casually.
Uh,
They're actually
Okay,
discussing very
actually,
casually, and they're like, "Hey,
okay, so there are some certain indirect way, like you can send them some videos related to these issues like people are facing, and like some trigger situation videos you can find them on Google, on YouTube, or some quotes related to these जो उनको इस चीज के लिए motivate कर सके indirectly, because directly तो they are not willing to go to someone. So you can try this thing. और otherwise ऐसे cases में जब तक person की willingness नहीं होगी आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
so basically we need to teach them that you cannot cope up with it on your own. You have to consult somebody."
Yeah, but not in a pressurizing way.
कोई
You know,
encourage कर
when
सकते
a
हो,
person
force नहीं
is
कर सकते।
suffering with some, yeah,
मैं कह रहा हूँ encourage कर सकते हैं, force नहीं कर सकते।
yeah, exactly.
पानी तक दिखा दो तो
Encourage
you
कर
can make
सकते
a
हैं,
horse
force नहीं
push
कर
you।
सकते.
और एक इससे रिलेटेड है, कई बार लोग कंफ्यूज रहते हैं कि साइकोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाओ कि साइकेट्रिस्ट के पास जाओ। सो
I think सर ये तो हार्दिक ने काफी अच्छे से क्लियर कर दिया.
क्या तो
And
लोग
Swani,
बोल
I
सकते
think
हो कि साइकोलॉजिस्ट को दिखाओ, वो कोई दवाई ववाई नहीं देता है, वो दे विल हेल्प यू
Yes.
अंडरस्टैंड यू, इस तरीके से बोलो।
I think Swani, we need to understand their psychology as well, that why they are not understand if they are in pain, still they choose to suffer and they are not consulting professional. मतलब, we need to understand their psychology as well, because there are not enough role model in our society who are dealing with depression. अगर दीपिका पादुकोण आती है, वो बोलती है कि मुझे भी ये प्रॉब्लम है, अगर ग्लेन मैक्सवेल ये बोलता है कि मुझे भी ये प्रॉब्लम है, तो वो वर्ल्ड को ये बता रहे हैं कि ये प्रॉब्लम कॉमन है, किसी को भी हो सकती है। बट अगर मुझे नहीं पता होगा ये प्रॉब्लम कॉमन है, और मुझे लगेगा, इनिशियली कोविड में भी यही था ना, लोगों को स्टिग्मा था, लोग नहीं बता रहे थे कि मुझे फीवर भी हो गया, बिकॉज नहीं तो लोग मुझसे बात भी नहीं करेंगे, नहीं तो लोग मुझे टच भी नहीं करेंगे। सेम इज हैपनिंग विद देम, बिकॉज उनको नहीं लगता कि ये चीज नॉर्मल है, because there are not enough role models in our society. That's why last year it was tough for me. Don't you think? Like in front of 20 people, I am accepting that being a boy, I cries a lot. And right now, मुझे अभी भी फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा कि मैं 20 लोगों के सामने ये बोल रहा हूँ. Last year तक मुझे फर्क पड़ता था, but बिकॉज मैंने एक साल में सीखा है कि मतलब ये मेरा एक नेचुरल प्रोसेस है, कुछ भी बहुत अलग अलग डिफरेंट बातें, बट मैं लास्ट ईयर तक क्यों एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाया था, बिकॉज मुझे लगता था कि ये नॉर्मल नहीं है सोसाइटी में। अगर मैं अपनी मुझे लगता था कि सोसाइटी इसको वीकनेस मानेगी, तो यू नीड टू बी
What is normal or abnormal?
What?
Sorry to interrupt. What is normal in your opinion?
I think expressing your emotion is normal in whatever way. Like if you cry, it can be your coping mechanism. It can be your mechanism to express your emotions.
Okay, so then what is an issue in this thing, that if you are dealing with some in your language some weird emotion or some weird condition, so what is abnormal to tell any person or tell family member or tell society about this? What is abnormal in this, because you are only expressing what you are feeling na? In according
what
to
I am saying, what I am saying, society को ये नहीं लगता है ना कि ये normal है, तो मतलब उससे एक stigma आता है ना. If society will think कि expressing your emotion is a sign of weakness, तो वो सामने वाला बंदा नहीं बताएगा ना. सामने वाला बंदा एक cocoon में रहना ही prefer करेगा.
okay.
One question I want to ask. One question I want to ask, like depression. How does depression affect on nervous system? Does it affect on nervous system of our brain or something like this?
Chanchan, would you like to answer or should I? Okay, I'll explain. It can affect your nervous system. It can affect your quality of life. Basically, what nervous system is? Basically your brain. In depression, let's say, let me talk about myself. My psychiatrist gave me medication for, let's say, hormone substitution. Let's say he gave me medication for serotonin. He gave me medication for GABA. So they are, my psychiatrist is trying to generate happiness hormone in my body through medications. So depression can lead to chemical imbalance in your mind, and it can hamper your life. You can feel low all your day. You can feel pain in your chest. You can feel hopeless in your life. You can feel you don't want to do anything at all in your life, like bus mein pada rahu, and I just want to lie down and I just want to see fan. मतलब मेरे साथ ये भी होता है.
So these are the symptoms of
basically,
damaged nervous system.
What?
Not damaged nervous system. Yeah.
So what are the symptoms of damaged nervous system? Like how you feel in your brain or mind, something like pain all time, headache.
See, we're very basic. Yeah, Hardik.
Yeah, Chanchal, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically,
So, according to me, very basic. Okay, Hardik, please proceed.
Sorry. Only brain scan will tell you this. Like, if you can compare brain scan of normal person, you can compare a brain scan of depressed person. You can compare dark matter into that brain scan. You can see if there is any inflammation or not. But surely, let's say in case of in my case, I feel pain in my head. I know it's due to anxiety. I know it's due to it is not due to some other physical problem, but it is due to anxiety. तो मुझे पेन होता है, मोमेंट रोज रात को पेन होता है, एंड मतलब उसका कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ. बट
तो अगर
परमानेंट
पेन
डैमेज
होता
का
है
कैसे
तो
पता चलेगा, या फिर हाँ,
अगर पेन वेन होता है तो अपन ऐसा क्या सीटी स्कैन और होता है ना दिमाग का ऐसा ऐसा, तो उससे कुछ पता लगा सकते हैं कि हाँ मेरे सिर में पेन हो रहा है, मेरे को है ना कि न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट को दिखाना चाहिए ना.
You can compare. That's up to your mental health professional to decide whether you have to whether you will require a consultation with a neurologist or not. They will tell you. And in extreme cases, they can compare your city. They can compare scan of your brain. For academic purpose, you can also Google like brain scan of normal person versus brain scan of like person who is suffering from depression.
Hey guys,
no, I'm just asking, अगर किसी के सिर में हमेशा ही दर्द रहता है तो उसको साइकोलॉजिस्ट या साइकियाट्रिस्ट के पास जाना चाहिए या फिर न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट के पास जाना चाहिए?
मतलब फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल psychiatrist के पास, he will ask you your details, because सर सिर्फ एक ही फैक्टर नहीं होगा ना, it can be a multiple factor related to headache. मतलब you can feel low, you can have withdrawal symptoms, you can have sudden loss of interest, you can have other symptoms, you can have maybe some sort of triggers, because right now we are dealing with pandemic. So you can have anxiety issues related to health. So your psychiatrist will tell you whether you have to consult or he will prescribe you some counselor, whether you have to consult counselor or not, or you need to consult neurologist. According to my view, like in my opinion, first consult psychiatrist.